Soultopia podcast. I am your host, Michelle Welch, and we have with us our producer, Matt Stoker.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
And I'm Roger Welch. So what's up today, Michelle?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy we're all here. I was saying how happy I am to have Matt here today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, to keep us in line.
He needs to over there.
Yeah, it's always good to have him here. I don't see how anybody does these without
Somebody to
a Matt
kind of
Stoker.
oversee.
I agree. Everybody needs me.
I think everybody needs a Matt.
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody needs a Matt. If you guys want a Matt, get in touch with us and we will get you in touch with Matt Stoker. And I'm totally serious. He will make you much better at what you do if you listen to him. I would probably be an expert at this by now if I would just listen to what Matt has to say, right?
I will always try.
He will always try. He has tried to help me on many occasions to get better at this, right? Better at being a podcaster.
A podcaster.
Is that what that is? Podcaster. I don't even know what a podcaster is.
There's your first problem.
Well, that's where I first should have listened to Matt.
This is the part where I would just move on.
This is the part where Matt goes, she is not, disclaimer, anything Michelle says at this point has nothing to do with me.
Totally on her.
Michelle can shut up and go to the next part of the show. Well, this is the part of the show where we say, woo, it has been great having guests, and we are booked through May, or until May.
I think through
May, I believe, with guests. And you guys, the people we have coming up are incredible. You guys and gals out there and everybody in between. Everybody, we are thrilled at all the guests we have coming. But we have a night, a breather, just to kind of enjoy taking questions from you guys and doing some readings. We would love questions. Any question you have, we will answer it. And if we don't feel like answering it, we'll make Matt answer it because he's the professional.
All right.
Okay. He said yes. So anything
Sure,
you
yeah.
want to
Any
ask,
questions you have about podcasting, you can comment them and I'll answer them.
there you go. Anything on podcasting. And we're serious. So we will answer your questions and we would love to... the best place if you're writing your questions now would be to put them in where?
Well, if you're watching on SoulWhat on Facebook, I'll definitely see it there. I'll try to flip over a couple of times back over to the Soultopia page and look and see if anybody puts any questions there. Just don't get upset if we miss your question because of me flipping back and forth, because we did post earlier in the week about post your question here, and we have a couple of pages of people's questions that actually threw them out there, and so we just wanted to, if anybody does have another one that missed that, put it out here and we'll try to get to it.
And thank you to Ashley and Greg for going through these for us today and typing these up for us. That was very nice ahead of time. But if we did, like you said, if we missed them, what we would prefer from now on, you guys, is if you are going to join in on this, you would do us a big favor to either join our SoulWhat Facebook page, to like and follow that, or to subscribe to and set your notifications for the Michelle Soultopia on YouTube. You guys, there are so many videos on that page. They go way back. Some are hilarious to watch, to make fun of me. If you just want to make fun of Michelle Day, that is there are some quite comical ones on there.
I might start sharing them.
And this may be a make fun of Michelle Day. You never know when you're going to have one of those make fun of Michelle Day.
Maybe I should
because
start
I can
it.
be quite the goober and mess things up. But this is it's a good channel for a lot of things like learning to sage your house. Roger has a great video on there. A lot of questions we get in the store, they're right there on that Michelle Soultopia on YouTube. Just great videos on that. So we would ask if you can't do both or don't want to do both, at least do one or the other. That would kind of be a good karmic exchange for us reading for you tonight. We'd appreciate that. Or just, any of the podcast places that you listen, however you like those or follow those, whatever way that works. We'd really appreciate Soultopia Facebook or Michelle Soultopia on YouTube. So you want to get started.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything, Matt, you have to say before we get started?
No, I'm all good. I'm ready to
Okay.
hear these.
Can y'all even tell that's Matt over there? Matt is a new man, y'all.
Got a haircut.
Somewhat. I did get a haircut.
Got his ears
I
lowered.
did get a
He
haircut.
got his hair cut,
got his ears
but
lowered over
I don't know
there.
if I'm going to embarrass him. But hey, he posted on Facebook so the whole world knows. Matt, how many pounds have you lost?
I'm down 30 pounds since the big freeze. So that was, 2 months ago? So, yeah, down 30 pounds as of Sunday.
Nice.
Yep.
He posted on his Instagram. He posted this picture, and he was looking good. He was wearing his, little straight shorts that like, I try to get Roger to wear those straight, no pleat shorts. And, yeah. And I was thinking, that looks like all the frat boys. I couldn't tell any difference between him and
So
my
you want
son
me dressing
Trevor.
like a frat boy?
You have those shorts. You wear them sometimes. And you do. You those little
Frat boy.
shoes. And, yeah, you look just like them. You like to be a rebel because you like to carry all that shit in your pants.
I'd rather dress like a 12-year-old.
You do dress like a 12-year-old. Now you'll have to go to Bonnego's or something. He goes to
I
that.
don't know this.
Well, now you have to go there and Meissen and on Main or Meissen and Main for your shirts. That's the and
You'll have to take it.
Lululemon. Well, Lulu we all know, but that's where. Ask Trevor, where do you go for your birthday? And that's Pesley.
Oh, okay.
Now we'll go shopping for.
I'm
Matt,
still
but
Target.
We'll
Target still has clothes I can
That's
wear.
us, but we'll go shopping for you there now because you are now officially in the prepster group of Pyramid. Yeah, so yeah, but you guys congratulate. That's huge. Congratulate Matt for that. And we're still Roger and I are still schlepping it at whatever. No.
I got my got my golfing t-shirt.
Yeah,
on.
you're looking good, Roger.
Got my golf t-shirt. on.
Okay, so we're going to kick it off with a reading for Serena Grant. And one thing I do want to say before we get started is, hey, listen to this. And it's true. If there's a reading and you feel like, hey, this applies to me too, it does apply to you too. Okay, so if you're like, that could be me. So set your intention right now. If you didn't ask a question, but you have the same question, sort of like, I'd like to know about my career or business, and then you feel like, okay, I'm kind of feeling it, that this one may be for me too, then set your intention before I start reading. But you need to set it before we start reading because you don't want to just pick and choose. Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me, or I want that one. Unless we start reading and you go, that really does feel like it's for me. So you can cherry pick which one's for you, but make sure you're not just choosing it because that's what you want. But then again, you can manifest what you want. So some of these readings, even if it's not for you, you can make it for you.
Sounds
So I just
good.
sort of backtracked on what I said, but you'll know it when you hear it, okay? I was listening the other day to somebody read, I think it was Mitchell, and I posted it, Mitchell and V. They're friends of ours, and we haven't had either one of them on the show yet, but we need to. Maybe
should-
both of them at the same time.
We should bring them both at the same time.
Yeah, and their show's really good, and they read together, and they don't work together, but they have a show podcast together.
One
And
lives north, one lives south, or
yeah,
something.
and so that would be really good, and they always say the same thing. Okay, but a lot of readers do. Okay, we ready? Okay, so Serena, Matt's going like, "Come on, let's go,
Matt
guys."
said,
Michelle,
"Get your
shut
ass." Matt
up.
said, "Get your ass
Okay,
in
so
gear."
I would love any general messages. It's from Serena. Serena was on our show. Y'all catch that show? It's really good. I would love any general messages for career, business. Thank you, Roger. You want to get started? And tell us what you're reading with.
All right, so I am starting here is Silver Witchcraft Tarot. What told it out here, Matt? This is a big old box. So
And we are
yeah,
gonna
this one is by the Ancient Wisdoms of Tarot, Barbara Moore and Franco Raviola.
Barbara Moore.
Barbara
Yay.
Moore here. So this has definitely got to be a Llewellyn deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we actually have I think there's one or two of these left in stock. Pretty cool cards.
Barbara Moore is one helping us with our new deck that's coming out. She will be helping us publish our new deck with Llewellyn. It's a crystal deck that'll be coming out. Crystal deck and book. It's crystal oracle cards. If y'all haven't heard about that, that's some new news of ours from, so yay. That's a cool deck.
Yeah, these are cool.
Okay, you ready? Go.
Yeah. So, Serena, all right, I got 3 of swords, 9 of swords. The thing about these is because you're asking about career things, and because I do have 2 swords, I also feel like you've got a lot of things where you're going to have to basically cut through the mundane, the everyday, the trifle of people, kind of cut through the weeds of things and kind of move yourself, your career, your business, your part of your organization, and really start cutting out a lot of the things that does not help you. It could even be some people that you need to move out of that place to actually put the right people on the seat of the bus type thing. They might not be working really well doing this part of helping you out. You might have to move them into a different part of your business to actually help you out, or maybe even have to move them out the door. But you make sure you're actually kind of paying attention to those things of the people that are helping you, people that aren't helping you, the situations and things like that aren't helping you too.
Okay, I'm reading from the Pocket of Peers Tarot deck by Jamie Sawyer. This was, they did a Kickstarter the other day. You guys have heard me talk about it. I'm the 6 of Wands in this deck. A lot of people from the community are in this deck. She had it funded in, I don't want to say this wrong, but I think in like an unheard of amount of time. What was it, 9 minutes or something? It was crazy. But you can still get in on the great deals. So you guys are going to want to get this deck. It's called the Pocket Mat of Peers. It's not called the Pocket Mat of Peers. It's called the Pocket of Peers Tarot deck. And I drew this Queen of Swords. I can't remember who this is, but look, isn't she a badass? I mean, look at this. This reminds me of you, Serena. And I'm getting pretty much exactly what Roger's getting. I'm getting career/business for you. I can't remember if you have a side job besides your causes, your 501c3, it's not a 501c3, it's her retreats and things. I'm going to tell you something. You're not long for that. Your other stuff's going to take off so much. So remember, no offense to any partner you have, but I'm going to tell you, you are the Queen of Swords. You are the front man on that. This is you. You are the front man. If your partner listens to this, that doesn't mean there's not a big place for her, but you're the front man of this. But with it is the 3 of Swords. And that does mean that there's some times when, I don't think the 3 of Swords is always bad. I think it's just that everybody has to know their place and be okay with it. It's not always a betrayal. It's just that people really need to be okay with their part. And I also think there's 3 areas in your life. It's your job, and then 2 causes, 2 loves you have, and you need to, there's a time then one of them is going to become the focus, and you need to really just start owning that and knowing, and you're going to feel it in your gut. Everything is going this way. It's going to be scary for a little while, but you just need to own that because it's huge and it's going to get even bigger, which is great news for you, but it can be scary. Okay. The next one is, let's see, we're going to skip around a little bit, okay? So we're going to do, we'll go in order, but we're going to read fast. This is for Sage, and the reason I was going to skip around is Sage does work for us, but I'm going to say she deserves reading just as much, right? So Sage, we're going to read for you, and she's a precious person. It says, I would love a general reading. So since this is a general reading for Sage, those of you who want to set your intention that this reading may be for you too, since it's general, go ahead and do that.
General love reading.
Huh?
It says general love reading.
So it's a general love reading. So there'll be a lot of people out there who want to set their intention for that because we get love readings all the time. I'm going to read from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck, and it's by John Holland. John Holland is like kind of a famous medium, and I used to think these cards have been around for a long time, and I used to think, I don't think I want these decks. But for some reason, I get really accurate readings with these decks, and I told that to Carlton, and there's a blue deck too. And I get really accurate readings. Now, the readings aren't about the cards for me usually. They're about how I read with them. But it's just odd that I do. And then Carlton said the same thing. So here's what I get for you, Sage. I'm going to do a 1 card. The only reason I did 2 last time is 2 popped out. And it's going to be this one right up here at the top. And it's from that deck. Okay, so it's about healing. It says healing begins. I think you're finally getting to the point where you can show that you're ready to be open and not prove that you're such a badass that you are people are kind of scared off by your energy a little bit, that you are ready to show that you have the confidence to where people are going to be attracted to you. When we're like real hurt from a previous relationship, sometimes we almost, I'm going to just be blunt, we kind of almost scare people off a little bit because we have that energy still of just being kind of repelling people away. You're a lovely person, but that hurt was still showing a lot all around you. That's been healing, and I believe you're going to begin to draw some people to you. And just remember, draw them in, and you can discern and decide who you want to bring into your life instead of automatically putting like daggers out to show them how tough and badass you are. You can still be really loving and maybe say, you're not the one for me, but yet be kind. Okay, you're a very kind person, so quit trying to prove how tough you are.
Okay, so, and I got the Magician, actually is a card that I drew out, but the 9 of Wands fell out of the deck also at the same time. So I kind of take it, though, with this reading for you, Sage, is that, a lot of things, you have it within yourself to create that feeling of where you want to go in life and who you want to be even with in life. So I think what it is now you deciding that type of personality that you want to be with, how you want that person to treat you, and then that person is going to come into your life very fast with that. But it's really just you kind of setting aside the time of really understanding the things that you want and also the things you don't want in life. And and then just you have that manifestation of that coming into you. So the next one we have is David. David says, I'm all in for a reading. I have on my mind the welfare of people in my life. How does this work, please?
Okay, so I read that a couple times. I'm in for a reading. Here's this question. I have on my mind the welfare of people in my life. How does this work, please? So I'm not sure I understand the question totally. So I'm just going to go with the fact that you have on your mind, it says the welfare of people in your life. Mm-hmm. How does this work? And we're going to see, just based on you're thinking about the welfare of people and how they're doing, and how does that tie into what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
Okay? All right, so with that intention set, I'm going to use our Soultopia crystal cards that we have in the store. Y'all have seen these before, and Roger can tell you once he starts reading. I'm going to draw just really fast, set my intention. Here's a card. So I got rainbow hematite, excuse me. And so I'll show it to you. It's just like a shiny rainbow. I called it the other night just like flashy hematite, just fancy hematite. And it's colorful. And one of the things that comes right to my mind, David, is that children like it because it's colorful and they're drawn to it. The other thing is the wizard energy is drawn to it. Archangel Raziel that I work with, who was said to be Merlin, and Merlin was also said to be King Solomon. all the alchemists that are in my book, that alchemy, that transmutation energy is like that iridescent, that all the colors, okay? And it says, interestingly enough, it talks about transmutation at the top of the card. It says it dispels it dispels negativity and it transmutes it to good. So it's getting rid of it. And I wrote that long before I wrote my book. It dispels negativity and it changes it or transmutes it to good. And it connects with all the chakras, works with Archangel Raziel. Funny how I wrote that card a long time ago, right? And then it grounds while also raising your vibration, which is the way I ground in the book. So I'm going to tell you honestly what I get. Shameless plug for my book. I have on my mind the welfare of people in my life. How does this work? Please read my book. And I think you have. So work through it. The courting of the people you're courted to in your life right now and the welfare of those people, your cords of connection with the people, how it works is working through my book. I'm serious. With maybe some rainbow hematite. Yeah. My son called me the other day and he said, how do I deal with all this empathy stuff? I can't take it. Everything's so heavy. This is my oldest son. I just can't. I can't believe that, they did this in Georgia and they did this here and they did this. It's just people or just this or mean or this or that. And I said, have you read my book? I mean, you are my son. Well, I ordered it. And I said, well, have you actually gone through and done some of the exercises? And he said, well, I said, well, why don't you try that and then call me back? Because that's honestly the best thing I can tell you to do. So that's
I'm
my
assuming
answer to you.
James did that, read the book, and he just kind of looked at it.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, that was my advice. So that's my answer, especially based on that card.
Yeah. So David, I got the full card. What's cool here though is you see like it's like the eclipse, right? This is a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse happening, and you have the sun starting to peek out from behind. So what I see there, though, is for you and your family, the people around you and all that, is like the times have, is that where you've kind of felt shaded, and now all of a sudden you're coming out of that shade. It's starting to come about where you're, light's starting to shine, good things are starting to, happen. People are starting to feel a little better. People are starting to kind of get around each other a little more, things like that even. It's just that light is starting to come about for you, family, friends, everybody around you right now. So it's a nice little change of events starting to happen for y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so our next reading is from our very own Ashley Daniels. She is the operations manager here, and her question is, I would love a reading about what the next couple of months will be like. Thank you. And I would love to do that for her. I'd love to honor her with a reading. I love these cards. It's called the Gift of Life Tarot. They are some of my favorite cards right now. And I don't know if we have any left for sale here.
I think so.
But if we do, you guys want to call after the show or go online right now and get these. And I'm not even kidding. They're beautiful. Okay. And I think we only had 9 for sale maybe. Between both stores. So I'm going to draw 2 cards for you, Ashley, and I'm just going to do we're in what, March? I'm going to do April and May.
April.
Pardon me?
Almost April.
Okay, so I'm going to do April and May. And we're going to read. And this is how I read for a lot of people. We just get real specific, and this is how I do forecast readings. So the first card is April. We don't switch it. We don't pretend, if it's not what we want, we don't draw another card unless we need clarification. But we don't change it. Okay, so the next month is April, and it is the 6 of water. Now the 6 of water, help me, Roger, that's the 6 of cups, and that is the one that's on the water when they're going through to smoother ground. Is that correct? Okay, so the 6 of water, look how joyful this looks. So you're leaving some rough waters, and you've been through some things lately, right? And you're leaving those rougher waters, and you're going to go into some smoother waters. But, there's still some choppy water to work through still, okay? But I see that things you're going to get happier, you're going to get lighter on your feet, you're going to feel better. And so I feel like some of that, you're going to be putting some of that behind you. So I feel like that's good news for April, okay? And then we have, and I did shuffle these. So then April, May, in May, it's the Five of Cups, which is called the Five of Water in this deck. Now, I love how she's done this. He's in contemplation here, isn't he? This card is where there are 3 cups that are on the ground, and they're spilled, and there's sometimes wine pouring out of them, and then there's 2 cups that are still standing. And you can choose to focus on the 3 cups that are standing, or you can choose to focus on, the 2 cups that are standing, or you can choose to focus on the past, the 3 cups. I sometimes call this, it's a broad generalization, but when people are learning this deck, I sometimes call this the separation card. The time to really think about, is this really what I want in my life? I've got some things that are good. I've got some things that are not working for me, and I need to really decide where I want to be. Do I want to go with the happy things and maybe give up some of the things that are not working? And so I'm getting may be a time for you to make some of those decisions. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so I also, this deck here that I'm using is actually the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. This is actually really cool. Look, it's got a full hardback book, well, semi-hardback book of everything. And the cards came in this cool little bag.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Yeah.
It's a
The
nice.
cards are bigger, too. They're probably a little about the size, a little bit bigger both ways.
Kind of like
so
the size of Oracle, but
yeah,
the tarot.
they're tarot, but yeah, they're kind of more the size of an Oracle card. They are a larger card. And as I glanced at them, they actually have some different things. Like this is the Witch of Earth. Okay, so they have a little different names.
Mm-hmm.
Witch of Earth. Think about it. So I think for Ashley is that she's got a lot of things happening around her, but she's also got a lot of strength standing behind her too, and it's just a matter of her taking her own power back. So I see a time of you coming in, of taking power, of you taking kind of how you want to control your life, how things feel for you, and how you bring your own magic to this world. So I definitely see that your own magic creating more and more every day and getting stronger. Yep. So
Okay.
yeah.
So the next one is Carlton Griffin. This is our no cheating, y'all. Carlton, love him. Am I seeing validating signs in my path towards independence from codependency? Love y'all. Okay, so yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't need to pull a card. Yes. I mean, I'll pull a card, but it's yes. I'm going to pull one just to see if it validates me, okay? But I'm going to pull after Roger goes so he can see if he can be as fast as I was on that one. I'll pull a crystal card. Go.
All right. So I got Messenger of Earth. Here you go, Carl. It's a pretty cool card.
That's what,
right?
Page of Earth?
Mm-hmm. Be Page of Earth. So I see is, how do you think about it being a page card is actually that striking out, kind of those messages coming across and information being Earth, kind of that Mother Earth, let's think about it like that. Kind of you striking out into the world of your own self.
The yes is qualified with a... So you're seeing the validating signs. That's yes. Are you going to take the validating signs towards independence from codependency? That's still up in the air. So you've got the opportunity. It's going to be right in front of you, and it has been. But are you going to take it? So this card's for that, okay? Because just because you have the validating signs that you're going to have the opportunity doesn't mean you're going to do it. But I still get a yes, but let's see. So I got Dragon's Blood Jasper. Okay, now Just FYI, dragon's blood's not really a jasper, but just going to put that in there. It's just dragon's blood stone for y'all that really want to know. So we'll be changing this. But it's all about personal power. Okay? So to be patient in that, but the first thing you get on that is it's about personal power, and to go easy on yourself and to not be too hard on yourself about it, but to believe in yourself. So I get yes, and I get give yourself a date certain and really make your baby steps towards that. But you really need to make sure you're hitting those landmarks of things you want to achieve. Okay? The answer is still yes. Okay. The next one is Greg. The only questions I have are any general messages and or career or reader's choice or both. Okay. Sounds good. I like that, reader's choice. So I'm going to read with Chiro Marchetti's. Oh, we have a lot of Chiro's decks. Tarot of Dreams is one of these. It's just a really, really popular deck. I believe he's been said to say it's one of his favorite decks, the Tarot of Dreams. Ooh, if I don't spill them all on the floor. So I wanted to show some of Chiro's decks because I have them all, literally, I think. And I just didn't want to leave out reading with his decks. And so I'm going to just see what comes up. I'm shedding here. All right. Do you want to go ahead and go since you're ready? I thought you were.
So I got the Witch of Fire here, Greg. So Witch of Fire. The thing, though, that jumped right out at me on this card, though, was the snake wrapped around her. It's not like, a lot of times you see people with the snakes and they're kind of like carrying the snakes. This one actually has a snake wrapped around her, holding her tight, even though it's a Witch of Fire. Don't let your own restraints of your own energy hold you back on things. That's my biggest thing for you. Sometimes, people will have, this kind of that self-sabotage type part of their body or not their body, but their thought process. Don't let that happen. Let it restrain you. Take control of it and actually use that to your benefit. Okay.
Okay. So what I got was in Chiro's deck, he does there's the suits. There's the 4 suits, like there's 4 suits in a deck of cards, right? So the 4 of Cups is like the whatever of Hearts, right? I know I said 4, but that's not what I drew. I drew the Palace of Cups. And so the Palace of Cups is like the home of the cups. It looks like Atlantis or something, doesn't it? But what I got for you on that is that you need to embrace where you are. I understand a longing for a different place. And that when you're one place, you kind of think, oh, it'd be nice if I was somewhere else. And when we're somewhere else, we think, oh, I need to be back where I was. And you're going to need to, Greg, it's as hard as it is, and I've been there myself, so I can relate. You really need to embrace the now, where you're living, what you're doing, and make it home. And enjoy and know that there is a reason that you're there. I drew another card, and it's the 10 of Cups. And I know that's, it's about, and that was to tell you that I asked for this to be reassurance for you. And without going into details, I'll say the 10 of Cups to me is about fulfillment of all your family desires. And that was to be your reassurance, that is all going to be fine in the long run. That's the inheritance that you leave, the inheritance that you gain, and not just money, the passing down of ancestry. And that you are to know that is all, it's already been taken care of. It's already gone before you. It's already done. It's already done. So live in the now, because that's already been taken care of. Okay? All The next one is from Lexi, and she would like to know from Belle. Belle would like to know what is coming for her this summer, and thank you. Okay, so you want to read? What do you read? Oh, I love those cards.
Okay,
You wanna show?
so yeah, so these here are the Modern Witch Tarot deck. For a while, these things we couldn't keep in stock. We just got them in, and I think there's a few left back there, and I ordered quite a few of them.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Some.
And so I got the Knight of Swords here.
Knight or nine?
Knight.
Knight.
Knight of Swords, Belle. One thing is if you notice, this one, the horse is actually moving. So I think for you, what that means is that, you've got some things going, kind of charging through your summer. You're actually not setting still. You're not just hanging out reading books or just hanging out at the house all summer. You're actually moving forward. You're actually getting out. You're actually doing and doing and doing and going. So look at it as a very active summer for you.
Does it say where?
You can come here if you want to.
We're serious.
We'll put you to work.
Yeah, that's an invitation. We talked about it before we got here. Okay, so I'm reading from the Creativity Oracle by our good friends Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. I'll just hold it up. If you can see this. And it's got her beautiful tapestry on one side. And Belle, I would recommend you get these cards if you don't have them. I'm serious. That's one side of the cards. And then the back has, so you know what you're pulling as far as picture-wise, but on the back it has a message. And so you do know, and then it's got a beautiful book. I love these. They're beautiful, and you're an artist and very creative. So I'm feeling this one right here. And it says communication. So your question is, what are you going to be doing this summer? And it says the clarity, interactivity, and timing of communications is critical. My question was if you really are interested in the proposal that your mom and I talked about. If you're interested in that at all, I think the communication is critical. That you talk to, Ashley and Roger, and we make that happen. So it's like really talking to them and making that happen so it doesn't fall through the cracks. And then you're left, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? If it's something else you're wanting to do, that same thing. If you're wanting to go to some camp, if you're thinking, okay, I wanted to do this, but I'm not sure if they're going to have it, just staying on people and saying, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Or if you're wanting to stay with somebody, just, you get it. You need to talk and you need to bug them. Like, I need an answer. Tell me. I need an answer. And communicate. And use that throat chakra and say, I need an answer because I like things planned out. I like to know. Otherwise, I fret over it and I worry about it. So what's coming for you this summer, I think, is in your hands to get tied down in the next couple weeks. I think you could have an answer if you really wanted it, if you'll stay on top of it. Okay? Yeah. But you need to stay on top of it if you really want the answer in the next couple weeks. Okay? All right.
Sounds good.
Because this is not too early to know what you're doing for the summer. Okay?
Right around the corner.
Yeah. So we've got, and you do it, I'm not going to get in your mom's way, but I feel like you have some options, and you should speak openly with her too about what you really want to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have Carla Nichols. Am I going to regret my decision about how to color or cut my hair next Thursday? And she has a little laugh sign. Well, that's a big deal for women, especially when they've been inside with COVID for this whole time. The answer is no.
Let me pick it. I'll pick color, cut and color.
Then you will regret it.
No, you won't. I'm awesome at that.
Don't do that. Okay, so is she going to regret it?
See, like a raspberry
I know
color.
She's picky.
Raspberry color.
You better be.
Like a raspberry gold.
That'd be called rose gold.
I'm picking a new word, raspberry gold.
Raspberry gold. Oh my God.
Rose gold's just too plain.
It's too yesterday.
Too
That's like
yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you get?
I got the Queen of Swords. The cool thing is, Queen of
She's
Swords.
not gonna be happy with whatever they do.
I'm not going to be happy. Michelle has a name for this card.
I don't call it that. Everybody else calls it
Everybody
that.
else has a name for this card. But she also has blonde hair and it's long. Carla, blonde hair and it's long, just so you know.
I just have a feeling you're going to go get it all really chopped off. And if you do, you're going to regret it because you think you want it all just whacked off. And just, I think that's a mistake. That's what I think. But I have really long hair, so I don't want you to go get it all chopped off. I think you need extensions. There's my answer. That is
You don't want that
none
either.
of that is my personal
That's
opinion
not what you want
whatsoever.
either.
No, here I'll read for you. I'll leave my
Please.
personal opinion out of
Personal
it.
opinion out. And
You're gonna have raspberry gold long extensions.
no extensions. They're a pain in the butt.
I did get from Monty and Amy's deck, which is a creative artsy deck. I got to evolve. Creative ideas evolve out of the invisible and profound nothingness of proverbial consciousness. So what the heck does that mean? I think you have one idea and they're gonna say something a little bit different. And I think you should listen a little bit to the hairdresser, not to Roger, not to me, about what you think your hair should look like. But I think you should listen a little bit. So it sounds like you've already made a decision, but maybe that should evolve just a little tiny bit. So I would say yes. If you don't deviate a little bit, you may regret it. Is my answer. You may regret it if you don't deviate and evolve a little bit in that decision. Okay?
Well, all right.
Okay, Savannah, how does the rest of my year look like, school and work? Okay, so we're going to do it real broad because normally I would do that out month by month, but we're going to just do broad, just a broad brush. How does the rest of your year look like? I'm going to keep it the same length as everybody else's. So I'm going to use the Tarot of the Moors by our friend Gina Thies. This is a beautiful deck, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Artwork is amazing. So you're fast, go, because I'm changing decks to show all these different decks. This is gold on the side, not rose gold. It's not raspberry gold either.
Should be raspberry gold.
Raspberry gold. Okay.
So I pulled two cards, one for school, one for work. So
That's
for
good.
the school side of things, I got the Two of Swords, okay? You're going to be locked in for the rest of the year. I mean, you're going to have to really, even though
love
it's
that
the kind of the, I want to take off and I just want to have fun. I might, the school year is almost over. You can't do that. You got to stay, keeping up with your work, keeping up with your classes, make sure everything is done the way it needs to be done. Now for work though, I got the Three of Cups. Okay, Three of Cups here. See, they're kind of celebrating a little bit.
Party at work.
So,
Just blow everything off.
Well, sort of. But what I see is that actually at the work side of things, you actually it's kind of enjoyable for you. It gives you an escape. Gives you somewhere to go, somewhere to be your own self, somewhere to celebrate life, yourself, your friends, people, your work friends. You actually like the people, around you at work. Maybe not everybody, but, for the majority, you like going to work because it allows you to kind of be your own self there and your own creativity there.
Okay. So on Gina's deck, I had to look. She calls the disc or the pinnacle are the pinnacles, and I felt they were fairly shuffled, but it doesn't matter. This is what you're supposed to hear. I did the same thing as Roger because I stole his idea. It was a good idea. I did school, then work. And so for school, I got the king. It's called the Malik. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, of discs. So that would be the king of pentacles. So for school, that means you're going to have quite a bit of mastery over when you get up to the king level, that's mastery. As long as you stay grounded and you study, see it through, that's pretty much mastery over that. And I want y'all to see how beautiful these are. Her drawings, she did all of her own drawings. It's beautiful. So that's why it's called Tarot of the Moors. And so that's mastery over your studies. So really buckle down until the end. And then and that's being grounded. So the whole thing is staying grounded. And grounded at work also, you got the Queen of Pentacles. And so, again, this means just maturity in your work. This means I don't get, going crazy. I get just really being grounded and being level-headed and being kind of the word that comes to mind to me is being really professional in what you're doing. And that if you kind of stay the course and be professional and stay grounded and don't get like hyper that, oh, things are coming to an end, but you just see it as a continuation of work just keeps going, and I'm keeping on into summer and then to what else I'm going to do, that you're going to have a very good outcome. Mastery. I'm a queen and then king. Those are the top, right? And if you don't feel like you're at the top of your career, that's okay. You're doing the best you can do with where you are, which means that you're going to be honored for that karmically. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
And then we have Amber J, reading over my spiritual connection. I love it. We've had quite a variety. A reading over my spiritual connection. All right. And so the deck I'm going to use is going to be, what are you using, Roger?
Same one.
Okay. Go then, because you're fast.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Okay, so I got the Page of Wands here. Amber, take a look at that. So kind of look at it. She wants to go. So I get this feeling. Okay, so she wants to go somewhere. She has something to say, and it's almost like she's in that kind of almost a half step want to walk and start, but not 100% sure where to start from. So, I think that's kind of, you're like at that point, you've done some things maybe, and you're like, where's my next step? What do I do now? Where do I go next?
Okay.
Okay. So that's where you need to be, is trying to figure out where you're headed to now.
Okay. So I drew the Ace of Swords from the Ethereal Visions. It's a beautiful deck. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning with, it's new beginnings with cutting through. It's communications. It's an air sign. It's your intelligence. It's the way you think about things. So you have maybe new thoughts about spirituality. And then I thought to do just like bibliomancy with my book, and I opened up and my eyes first fell on the goddess Kali. And she's like kind of a badass Hindu goddess. She's pretty fierce. And it fell on her purpose is like she'll bring about destruction and change. She always give her to people who've been through domestic violence situations. I'm not saying you have. I'm just saying she is strong like that. She's protective. She's a warrior. She'll go in and kick ass when she needs to. She deals with time, change, transformation, creation. And she's our sidekick to help us to transmute energy. So how is that spiritual? It's spiritual in that when we're ready to up level in our spiritual connection, we can connect with her, and because we're wanting to transmute things in our life. She also is very much like Santa Muerte in that she works with death, in the fact that she realized that death brings about transformation. And in the West, we don't always want to talk about death, and we don't want to talk about how that brings about a new level. And it's sad for us that are left behind, but it brings about a new level. So your spiritual connection, you may have lost some people, or you might have been thinking about a lot of the loss and things we've gone through this last year, and it may have really hit you hard, whether it was personally or you wondered about what all this has been about. And it may be really heavy on you. And Kali and this Ace of Swords, this new beginning of how to deal with it and how to communicate your feelings, maybe something that's coming up a lot for you. And it's something maybe that you can use to help others as you really explore what has this all meant. And you're not alone, but just not a lot of people are talking about how they feel about all the loss and what it means. They're arguing about it. They're arguing about the politics of it, but they're not all talking about what does this mean spiritually? What does this mean? And how do I handle this? And how do I talk to people who have lost? I had one client who lost like 5 family members, like in the span of 2 months. And so you may start meeting a lot of people if you haven't already. And I feel like this is going to be part of your spiritual connection and maybe part of your spiritual journey. And you'll be able to handle it. Okay? All right. That's it on those. Did you look on the
Yeah,
things?
Mariah has a would like a general reading.
Okay. Do you want to go?
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll go. So Mariah, general reading. I'm just going to tap on the cards. And still reading from the Ethereal Visions. It may be serious after that last one. We'll see. Okay. So I have the 3 of Pentacles, but it was reversed. So I feel like there's some project that you have. If you don't have it right this second, I'm getting that you might not have it right this second, but you're thinking about it. I think we just went into Mercury retrograde, I believe. And I'm going to say that if we did, I would wait. And I know I don't always believe that because I think that then it's like, really, you have to put it off for this long time. If you were planning it before, and you'd already signed contracts or signed things to do, then that's okay. But it's a project where you're going to need some other people to do things for you. Okay, so you're going to need some people to maybe, like an example would be, we're opening a 3rd store. We already signed the contract, so now we're having to get some people to paint for us. We're having to get people to put in shelves. Well, that's okay because we'd already started on that. So even if it's like a work project or a school project or a whatever, it's okay if you'd already started all that. But if you're going to start a big project right now, I'd wait like a month or so. Because I feel like the energy's just sort of drained from that right now, and you just need to wait just a little while. If that doesn't make sense, then good. Because then you're not going to be like, oh, Michelle, come on, I was just about to get it all together. If it does make sense, just do more organization on it and get some more people to, like, literally, if you're just now thinking about it, or you think about it tomorrow and you go, now I know what she was talking about. Just give it a little time. Just slow down. Okay?
Okay, so Mariah, I got the Ace of Cups here. So I think you've got a lot of things that you can work with. It's almost like you have you got a lot of things that just come to you, but it's almost like you have more things coming to you than you have time to do everything. And sometimes you get a little lost in that path of what you should be doing next, okay? So I think probably for you is you probably need to take and maybe do some meditations and try to figure out where you need to be, where you want to be, and how you need to get there versus just having so many things hitting you all the time. Okay, so I think that would be a good thing for you.
Okay.
And Leslie with a Z, she said that I could pick her next hair color. And I think we go with Violet Flame. Mariah's, can we do that? Mariah's hairdresser. She does hair and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we can, Violet Flame. I can see it, Leslie. Violet color with red tipped flames.
For Carla?
No, Leslie.
For Leslie.
She was thinking unicorn. Nah, Violet Flame.
Okay,
Violet
but
on
didn't
the
we read for Carla
Violet
too?
with the red flame.
Didn't we read for Carla?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay. Sorry, I was still back on Carla because I was like, Carla ain't going to go for that at all.
No, I was just, okay,
like,
so
no,
later.
No.
No,
Okay.
I said Leslie said I could pick a color
Oh, okay, gotcha.
for her.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Oh, by the way, this deck we actually did sell out of really fast, but these came in. This deck I just used is the Edgar Allan Poe deck. We'll get some more of these reordered because they came in.
I think
and
we ordered them. We have reordered them, and they just haven't come in yet.
No, they did come in. They were right back out the door within a week. All of them.
Like, so y'all want to
check out the book in here.
And we'd love it if we could tell you what day to check in. No, you just have to call. Like,
Well,
you need to come in. Like,
pay
every
attention
day.
on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok because I posted when all this stuff came in. And there were people in here I saw with 5 decks in
They
their
were.
arms buying 5 decks
Yeah, they
at a
were.
time. And
Okay,
so
so we're gonna do our 1, 2, 3. Is that what we're doing now? Pick our 1, 2
Well,
for
you
the
got
week.
Matt over there reading?
Anytime Matt decides he wants to read, Matt can read, but I'm not putting him on the spot. Do we have anybody else? We're good? But can we
I think
wait till
so,
next time?
yeah.
It's 7:30. So,
'Cause it's 7:30.
Yeah, let's close it out. Be quick on this.
I'm using
so
my
this
fun
is our,
cards on this one, guys.
Oh gosh, who knows? I've got all serious cards in here. Okay, he'll be the fun one. I'll be the serious one. Okay,
like in
so
life.
pick 1 or 2. You don't know who's going to be. If you want fun, channel 1. Okay, that's probably going to be Roger. Probably going to be Roger doing number 1.
Yeah, because we always know Michelle picks number 2, and she wants to read for herself tonight.
How about we make you close the show? Now, I'm going to close the show because I'm so good at it. Not. We're hoping that we have somebody that's going to do that for us soon. And we're going to have an intro and an outro recorded by Matt Stoker with his great radio voice.
I can do that.
Yeah, it's going to sound very official. Matt
It'll
Stoker.
be like, hi, this
be
is
like,
Matt
"This is Matt
Stoker. Welcome to SoulWhat.
Radio.
Is that what I sound like?
No,
Yeah.
it sounds much better. I'm just
Okay.
trying to make it sound good. Does that not sound good?
It sounds.
It has a
That
sound
sounds
to
like
it.
somebody-
It has a
it
sound to
sounds-
it.
It sounds.
It has a sound to it.
Anything sounds better than me going, right?
All right,
Okay.
so I got these cards actually
Portland.
last year in Portland. They're called mood cards. Mood cards, right? So they're really thin, lightweight, but it's like actually a really good paper. They don't like almost like a plasticky feel, but they're kind of a traditional rider weight look. So kind of cool, right? But then they all have the word bubbles over their heads. So number 1's word bubble.
I never get these jokes. I never get them. Ever.
Because he's actually juggling, the pentacles, 2 of pentacles here, and the word bubble says, "This is so boring. I should be a pirate."
I don't get it. I get that
He's
this
just
is
kind
so
of hanging out
boring.
with just 2 coins, and it's like, this is boring. Why I should be a pirate?
But what's the pirate part? have
Oh my
to do with
God!
it?
It means whatever you want to be in life, go for it.
I wouldn't want to be a pirate.
Why not? Pirates should be fun.
No,
Why
they're
not?
gross and they have
How are they
peg
gross?
legs.
They don't have peg legs. What the hell are
They
you
wear
been
eye patches
watching?
and they have peg legs.
They wear an eye patch so that when they go under the ship, they actually switch eyes so they can see in the dark.
Oh, that is no. They got their eyes gouged out.
That's a
somebody.
bunch of bullshit.
And they.
Oh my God.
No, they're nasty and they don't clean. Then they have to watch that game plank. What is the game plank? What's it called? The plank.
Walk the plank.
Is it called?
We're
the
going to take you out to the lake and make you walk the plank for not
plank?
knowing
I
these
think
words
I'm
and
combining some
everything.
words I don't want to combine right there. The plank. What's
Yeah,
it called?
the plank.
Oh, okay. I think I'm saying we're going to edit that out. That's not good.
Leave that one in for
That
best
is
off.
that
That's
is some
the
trauma
best
of
off, Michelle.
No, but they have to.
They're
here's
not
the thing.
missing eyes. That's not why they wear an eye patch.
No.
It's from going from
Y'all,
the
that's a
sunlight to the
lie.
dark part, and they switch the eye patch to the
I
other
have
side so they can see.
never heard that in my life. Ever. Ever, never, ever, never. Have you heard that, Matt?
I feel like I may have heard that before.
He's making
I can't
that up.
say.
He is
I can't
full
say for sure.
of it, isn't he?
Can't say for sure.
He's giving him a look.
I-
It's
well-
like the dogs. Our
So-
dogs don't want cross Roger because he feeds them. Matt, you think he's going to write the check? I am the boss around here. I swear.
Matt,
you've
she
never
doesn't know where
heard
the
that
checkbook
in your
is.
life.
Yeah.
I have never. That is bullshit.
I know where the bread comes from.
That is BS, I'm calling. So, and then they have these peg legs. So why in the hell would it say that? I would say I'm going to be a pro basketball player.
I can make this dirty if you want me to. Do you want me
No,
to make
I've
it
already
dirty now?
screwed that up and said stuff I shouldn't say, I'm sure. But because who knows what comes out of my mouth. But no, read it again. Leave the last part blank.
This is so boring. I should be a pirate.
I should be a blank.
I should be a blank.
Fill in the blank. Nobody would put freaking pirate.
There's pirate ships in the back of the card.
Oh, well, maybe that's why. And it's coins that they're going
And they're
to get.
coins.
Well, okay, then I should own a cruise ship, but not lately because of COVID.
I'm sorry, but what year were these cards produced? Not these actual, but the
Who-
artwork.
okay, you pull number.
They didn't have freaking
Let me
cruise
read.
ships.
You pull number 2.
They
card
didn't have
and
freaking cruise ships.
So what's your message?
I just said, be what you want to be in life. Don't be restrained by what other people want you to be.
Don't be a pirate, because that's like a dumb
What if
decision.
they want to be a pirate? I think it'd be a cool life. Think about you're on the ocean all the time. You go port to port. You get to fight with swords.
And
you get to fire off
change your eye
cannons.
patch, apparently, so you can go under the water and see.
You could get, hey, like in the Magicians, you could have a regular eye patch, or you could have an eye patch with sequins.
Oh, kind of like mask.
Yeah, have a sequin eye mask and sequin.
No. Okay,
eye
draw another one.
patch.
That'll be my number 2 reading.
Oh, yeah,
You better
yeah.
not say pirate. What the stupid plank. What is that?
This is your number 2. So I'm doing number 1 and number 2
No,
tonight?
I'm going to read number 2. Give me the card.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay, the number 2 reading, this better not be so dumb. Oh, well, this one makes sense. Okay, number 2s, you guys literally, is this for a week?
Yeah.
Roger's going to read it.
Why am I reading it?
Just read it.
Number 2, guys. The week is what it is, so just don't take it so serious and say, fuck it. Michelle, once again, put it in the fuck it bucket. Can we all repeat this for Michelle? Michelle, stop taking it so seriously and put it in the fuck it bucket.
What I find so interesting about these cards is like the cups are all standing. Okay, so they're all still standing up, and you've worked so hard to get them perfectly standing, like perfectly all like OCD lined up, and it's finally like no matter how much I try,
It's probably
it's
'cause they're
not
empty.
good enough. It's not, they may be empty. We
They're
don't
empty.
know. We don't know. So no matter how much I do for this boss or this spouse or whomever it is, you finally say, it's not going to be good enough for you, no matter what I do. And so you finally say, screw it, I'm out of here. And so maybe we number 2s need to think about it and say, if no matter what I can do, or change our mind about it, maybe we don't leave, but we just quit caring to try and please that boss or that person so much, because they're never going to appreciate it anyway. Because look, we have it perfect and they don't like it anyway. They don't care. They're never going to be appreciative, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just say, I'm going to do a good job for me, but I'm not doing it before that boss who doesn't care anyway, because it's never good enough. Okay? So then you can say,
Fuck it.
F it. Okay, so that's our
Gotta
show
let's
tonight,
say,
you
fuck it.
guys. And we did read from a bunch of different decks. A lot of them we do have here at Soultopia. They're coming in all the time. We have products coming in all the time. And we do want to announce, we do have a store opening in Frisco at Lebanon and Maine. I used to live right there at that
Lebanon and
corner
Toll.
for years. Lebanon and I said Maine, that's wrong. Lebanon and the Toll Road, the Dallas Parkway. And that's a busy intersection. Like literally, I lived right down the street, like a minute. And it's a nice location. So hopefully you'll come see us there in May. And we have a card deck coming out. And I have 2 new books that I can announce probably by the next show that I'm working on. And so a lot of exciting things going on. So thank you guys so much. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Please follow us on SoulWhat on Facebook and all the other places, and on Michelle Soultopia on YouTube. And thank you so much for joining us on SoulWhat, where we discuss all these interesting things and show you all these cards, and we discuss things that matter to our soul, or maybe they don't, but we think about it, and you get to discern and decide what matters to yours. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, guys.